What's up everybody, Chef John here, and today we have a really cool onion soup recipe. It's not your traditional onion soup where the onions are kind of floating in a broth and then you bake cheese and bread on top of it. This is where we're going to caramelize the onions, add a little bit of sherry wine, cook that down with some veg stock and heavy cream. Once that's all nice and soft and cooked, then we're going to puree it, and then we'll serve it with a nice toasted crostini with some cheese on top. It's really cool. It's a little different, and everybody who tries it loves it. You might be wondering why I'm wearing ski goggles. We're going to be cutting up 5 pounds of onions. It might be a little unorthodox and possibly a little funny, but like, it works. For this recipe, since we're adding the sherry wine, which kind of adds sweetness to it, just a 5-pound bag of yellow or Spanish onions will work. We're on medium-high heat. So you're going to notice that the butter tends to smoke a little bit, but that's great because it's going to add more flavor because the butter will brown as we put the onions in. Then I'm going to put a lid on it, and we're going to let the onions cook down for a bit, stirring every once in a while just to kind of get a little bit more even cooking. Once the onions are soft, we'll take the lid off and start to actually caramelize the onions. Let's take a look at our onions now. You can see they've cooked down significantly. The pot was full. So this is the point now where the onions are soft and they've cooked down. I'm going to leave the lid off and let the natural sugars start to brown. And then we're going to cook that down even further so that we can get a nice caramelized onion base. We're at about 15 minutes since we started the cooking process. So I would say uncover at 15. Now you're going to start to see that the browning process accelerates. All right, so our onions are nicely caramelized now. You can see that there's some browning on the side of the pot, which is actually going to come into the soup. I'm going to add the sherry wine now. It's 1 cup of sherry wine. We can turn it up a bit. We want to cook the alcohol out and reduce it a little bit before. So just to give you a time reference, it was about 15 minutes covered and about 20 minutes uncovered to get it nicely caramelized. Now we'll do we'll reduce the sherry, and then we'll add our cream and vegetable stock. I'm going to add the salt now, actually. That's 2 tablespoons of salt. Stir that through. Sherry's got about another minute before the alcohol's cooked off. You can always use a lighter, be careful, and see if it actually lights up in the pot. And if it does, there's still alcohol in there. So now we're going to add the vegetable stock. That's 1 cup of vegetable stock. 1 cup of heavy cream. Stir it through. It's going to start to pull some of the flavor from the side of the pot that caramelized on the side of the pot. And we're just going to bring that to a boil, and then the soup's ready to puree. I don't need these anymore, but I figured I just wanted to give you a reminder towards the end of the recipe, the video, so that you could try it next time. It's cool. And I actually let the soup cool just a little bit because I don't like to put boiling hot liquids into blenders. It tends to be a bad combination. All right, so we're gonna take the soup. I don't like to overload the blender. I think it blends, purees better. So we got it on low. I'm gonna start it. Oh, it's not plugged in. I better plug it in. There we go. And now we're gonna start it. It's on low. And then I'm gonna pour the soup into my other pot. Use my towels to pour the rest into. Probably could have gotten away with 1 batch, but it depends on the size of your blender container. All right, we'll do that again. Make sure it's on low. Put the top on. All right, got everything blended nice now. Put the rest of the soup in the pot. I know it's a lot of work and a decent amount of time invested, But it's a really great recipe. The flavor is awesome. And you can do other things cooking wise while you're making this, because you kind of go back, you stir, you go back, you stir. So you can plan it into a day of cooking. So this is what our soup looks like now. I'm gonna give it a quick taste, make sure our salt is correct. So that's it for our caramelized onion soup. It's a really cool recipe. Everybody loves it. Such deep flavor because we spent all that time caramelizing the onions, but super simple. I know it does take a while to caramelize the onions, but you can definitely do it alongside making another dish, or if you're just hanging out for the day. And then make big batches, bigger batches. That 5 pounds will definitely serve 6 to 8 people. You can freeze some of it if you like. Without the crostini, it's gluten-free. You can always use gluten-free bread and make crostinis for that, so it's a gluten-free recipe at that point. It's really, really delicious. And just want to thank you for joining me today at Urbs and Spices. Have a wonderful day.